The previous generation gave us dystopian movies and then checked out a reality because they were tired of the sacrifices that came with being a hero, and then took everything the system was offering in order to guarantee security, and were hoping that we would get the job done for them. The shift from those angsty teenage movies to dystopian films right about the time you were about to become a teenager was not by accident, it was by design. Katniss, Ford, Beatrice, Clark, all those heroes we loved so much back in the days that we unconsciously modeled our lives after them by creating our own movement, something that we could do to help the world as teenagers. Cancel culture, a movement making sure that we bring justice to anyone that was being targeted by corrupt politicians, social trends, businesses, anything of the sort. We made sure that we brought it to light and got justice for the victim instead of letting the victims be silenced like they used to be. At first, anyways. At first. We did what we were supposed to do with cancel culture, but that's a separate video. Gen Z was heading down the right path until the system got their hands on our dystopian movies. It was no longer being controlled by artists. Instead, it was being controlled by greed and people who wanted to use the very psychology to turn us into a different direction. As soon as the corporations got their hands on our dystopian movies, everything became more saturated. Everywhere you turned, there was a new dystopian movie. The heroes became more and more flawed, more controlling, more annoying to be around. The plot got crazier and more intense, and the heroes just kept getting a little too realistic, a little weaker, a little like they were no longer having superpowers, super gadgets, or anything like that. And the power difference between the villain and the hero just kept increasing and increasing and increasing. Because what do you mean somebody can just snap their fingers and everyone is dead? As the characters got more average Joe, you started relating to the character that would turn away and run, the character that decided to save themselves, the character that made the realistic and smart choice in the matter. You'd watch and laugh. Haha. That's something I do, because who in their right mind would want to fight a 7-foot dinosaur when you can just lay at home and be comfortable? And it didn't help that you just kept getting fed the story that if you don't get up and fight the bad guys and save the world, the aliens are gonna take over, and we're gonna all wear uniforms, and we're gonna be forced to work, and all kinds of stuff from your parents and everyone around you. Eventually, we wanted to quiet the noise that came with caring about saving the world. Those same adults that were in your ear telling you that you have to save the world, that you're the hope and the future of the world, those same adults that were in your ear were not making your daily life better. When you brought up an issue, they would call you sensitive. When you solved the problem, they would act like it was their idea. And don't get me started on the victim blaming and the victim shaming and the victim all types of stuff and their victim mentality. You were fighting at work, you were fighting in school, you were getting bullied in school. You were getting bullied by your parents, you were getting bullied by strangers, and you start to look around like, are these the people I'm supposed to risk my life and go out and save instead of just being in the house? They even took away your one superpower that you created along with the rest of Gen Z. Now, being aware and being vocal about injustices in the system deems you woke as that's supposed to be like an insult or something. Why is being woke an insult now? When that used to be the pride of Gen Z. Oh, Gen Z's woke. Oh, yay, Gen Z's woke. Now is an insult. They took away the one thing that you and your generation created to make sure that the bad guys didn't win. Now is the kids are lazy. Back in my days, my generation was better. We need to go back in time because now the girls want to be boys and the guys want to be girls and all types of stuff. All the work we did to reverse social norms and making sure that everyone felt seen and heard is being retracted by people who didn't do the work during their time. And when reality started to mirror fantasy a little bit too much, now we have a dictator and all types of stuff. We're going I'm not going to fight a 7-foot giant for someone that is going to call me lazy. I'm not going to do all of this for someone that's going to do this for me. I don't want to lose an arm. I don't want to do this. Like, we absorbed what happened in those dystopian movies subconsciously, and it's putting us in a freeze trauma response, a freeze flight trauma response, turning the Gen Z story from one of heroship to one of survival by any means necessary, self-preservation by any means necessary. What is going on right now, even though it may not seem as grand and robotic and disastrous as what's going on in those dystopian movies, it is the same. Think about how they always position the dictators. They make it seem like what they're offering is so nice, and as long as you stay quiet, you wouldn't be hurt. As long as you assimilate, everything would be okay for you. Does that sound a little familiar? Right? Yeah. Think about how they always position those people in those movies and in our reality. If what they were doing is so good and beneficial for society and everyone is included and no one's going to get hurt and all types of stuff that they try to sell, if they are doing something so good, why must they use fear tactics, manipulation, violence in order to achieve what they want? Because of dystopian movies, we subconsciously equate revolution to total and utter chaos, which is why most of us are in a freeze flight response, and we are not trying to do anything to help, because in our mind things are going to escalate if we try to help. And it doesn't make sense. I know it doesn't make sense, but once you really sit there and think to yourself, it will.